everyone. Welcome to this Pilates workout. My name's Debbie and I'm going to be taking you through the practice today. I'm going to tell you a bit about myself. Lots of you have probably heard this now, so just push forward and move to the practice. If you're new to here and you want to just hear a little bit about me, then stay here. Before you start though, for those that are going to move on, just let me tell you today we're going to be doing sequence. There's been a lot of call for sequence practices again, and also people are still liking the Yogalates. So what I thought I'd do today is do some sequence but throwing in some Pilates warriors and downward dog, which we do in Pilates anyway. So yeah, if you're moving on, then go ahead. If you're here and you just want to hear a bit about me, my name is Debbie, as I said. I've been doing Pilates now for about 18-20 years. Initially I thought it was sort of about 15 years, but looking back I've realised actually it is about 18-20 years I've been doing it. It started after I had a premature menopause at the age of 29. I went into osteopenia, then I got full-blown osteoporosis. The ultimate for me was when I prolapsed my disc, the weakening of my bones, and I was having endless medication, I was in physio, and I wasn't really feeling great at all, very depressed, very down. So started to look around for alternatives and Pilates came up. But obviously, as you can see, I haven't looked back. I continue to do it. I do feel that my bones have strengthened. And if you have read my blurb at the beginning on my YouTube account, you'll see that the reason that I do Pilates is to try and strengthen my bones. So as you working through your exercises, if you're keeping your clenched fists, if you tense your muscles, you make the muscles stronger, you will make the bones compensate to beat, so they'll create new cells, because as we get older, our cells depreciate. So I hope that sort of makes sense to you. Anyway, let's take ourselves to our mats, for those that are new or those that are starting the practice. You can come down from your side. If you have low blood pressure, I'd say come down from your left. But if you're coming down with me, we're coming from a seated position, so we're sitting nice and tall, we've got our core pulled in. In Pilates, we breathe in through the nose, we breathe out through the mouth. As we breathe in, we pull in our core. As we breathe out, we pull in the core more. The idea is to hold the core as much as we can, support that core, get that core tight, and it will help your spine. It will also give you a better posture, because you'll start to notice that in natural everyday life, you'll start to pull in your core, you'll stand taller, you'll sit taller. So coming from the seated position, we've got our feet hip width apart, and we're going to drop ourselves back onto the mat. And we're not just going to drop back, we're going to come back in what we call our C curve. So C curve is we curve our spine as we come down. We don't just drop back here. So if you do it properly, you'll probably find you'll come down more than you would if you was to try and drop back. If you do start to come back and you feel that you can't hold yourself with your core, take behind your legs and use your arms for support. There's nothing wrong with that. So sitting tall, taking a breath in, pulling in that core. And as you breathe out, you pull the core tighter and you start to C curve and roll yourself down very slowly. So the lower back comes down, the mid back comes down, the upper back comes down, the shoulders hit the ground, they go back and down, your neck comes down, and finally your head. So we're going to take a nice full body stretch here. If you have lower back issues, take your feet mat width apart and lock your knees in together. You can still take your full body stretch from here. You breathe in, you pull in your core, and you push your spine into the ground beneath you, breathing in, holding that core, and then start to squeeze, push the thighs together, squeeze the knees, squeeze everything. You can take your arms overhead and squeeze it with your arms overhead. You can have them down by side if that's better for you, and you take a full body stretch, stretch everything there. We're going to do that again, or you can come with me and you can take your legs long. Same theory, we breathe in, we pull in our core. And as we breathe out, we start to push the spine down, we push our toes away, we push our fingers away, and we squeeze everything away, stretch, really stretch, pull that core in, stretch, and then release, bringing your hands down to your side. So we're going to take a little bit of time to look in our bodies, which I like to do most I think probably every practice. I think it's good, I think it sets your mind ready for the practice. Closing your eyes down, taking the focus away from what's going on around you and within the room that you're in, and you take your legs slightly wider now, let the feet drop out, Taking your arms out by the sides, palms facing up to bring in some energy. If you want to feel a bit more grounded, if you've had a bit of a stressful day when you bring yourself back down, then just take your hands down and ground yourself. Allow yourself to start to relax. So wherever you are, start to relax and prepare yourself for the practice ahead. You're going to scan our bodies and we're going to look for areas that might be a bit tense, areas that we need to focus on today throughout the practice. Starting with your toes. So yeah, you can do that as well, guys, if you need. I just felt I needed to take a breath in and breath out. So if you need to do that, just to set yourself down, then do so. Letting the legs relax. Letting your backs relax down. Letting your torso go heavy. Letting your arms relax. Your shoulders, let them go downwards. Your neck and your head. Letting your body relax, being heavy into the ground beneath. And then scan the body yourself and you check for the areas that might not be feeling too great today. Ask them to soften down and pay attention to them throughout the practice. So start from the tips of your toes, working across your ankles, along the legs, over the knees, your thighs and your pelvis area. And looking at your hands, your wrists, over to your elbows and to your upper arms. How are your arms feeling today? Back to the pelvis, the lower spine, the mid-spine and the belly, the upper spine and the chest. How's the spine feeling today? You've got twinges there, remember those. Breathe in and breathe out, asking them to relax down. Your shoulders, your neck, and your head. How are they all feeling today? Have you got any tenseness around those shoulders? Relax them down, let them be soft. Just stay here for a moment. Let's start to waken our bodies a little bit now, keeping the eyes closed down if we can. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, taking a nice big deep breath in. Breathing out, allowing the body just start awakening. And then everybody going to join our feet so that they're mat width apart and our knees are locked in. Going to take our arms out into a T shape. Make yourself comfortable. My little back there is giving me a bit of a twinge, so I'm moving around to get it comfortable. Now here, see if you can place your palms facing down with your hands today, rather than upwards, face them downwards. So we've got our arms wide and our palms facing downwards. Taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, just part the knees. Keeping that core tight, breathe in again, pull it tighter. And as you breathe out, hold that core tight and drop your legs over to the left-hand side. Drop them down to your point of comfort. When you get to where it's good for you, just relax. Relax into it. Gentle spinal twist here. Just starting to warm the spine up. Breathe into sense areas, so I'm breathing into my lower back, so I'm still feeling the twinges there today. I'm breathing and I'm asking it to soften. I should pay attention to it throughout the practice. Breathing in, pulling the core down. At the same time, you bring your legs to centre. As you breathe out, hold the core tight. Breathe in, pull that core tighter. And as you breathe out, hold the core and drop the legs over to the right hand side. Get to your point of comfort. And release. Breathe, rest down there. Breathing into any tense areas. How are your hips feeling? Maybe it's your knees that are twinging here. Maybe you've got a little ankle problem, you know, that's twinging. Just breathe into it. Breathing in and breathing out. On your next in-breath, pulling in that core, and at the same time we bring our legs to centre and we breathe out. Still holding that core, I hope. And taking our legs so that they're hip width apart, so we've got our feet and legs all hip width. We're going to bring in our right leg, we're going to squeeze it towards us, keeping the core tight. Release that down, bringing up the left leg, squeezing that in. Now you can do that by one leg or the other. You can bring both legs up. If you find you can't hold it from your core, take behind the backs of your legs to bring your legs up. So breathe in, keeping that core tight, and as you breathe out, you lift the legs up from the core and you squeeze them in towards you. It's a nice hug. It opens the mid and the bottom spine. Breathing in, keeping the core tight, and as you breathe out, pull the legs a little bit closer. And then releasing the legs back down. Okay, so we're going to come over now. We're going to start with our Pilates roll up, roll down, and we're going to go into our sequence. So rolling over onto your side, bringing yourselves round and pushing yourself up. So we're now onto our all fours. Just going to get a hair elastic. I know I've got one around somewhere. I'll have to find one. So we're on all fours, guys. Sorry about that. So we're on all fours here. We've got our wrists underneath our shoulders and we've got our knees underneath our hips. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Breathing out, pulling in the core. Then walking your fingertips back towards your knees. Push into your fingertips to lift your knees off of the floor, keeping the core tight. Walk the fingertips back a little bit more so that they're in front, coming towards you, and push up so that you're there in what we call hanging like a rag doll, just hanging yourself down. If that's too much and you need to bring yourself up, then do so. Just hang where's comfortable for you. Try to keep the core pulled, even if it's the lower core that's being pulled in. Hang in there. And then we're going to start to roll up. So we're going to do a Pilates roll up. So what you do is you take your hands to the front of your calves. You breathe in, you pull in your core. And as you breathe out, you raise your hands along your legs. Every breath in, you pull in the core. Every breath out, you pull in the core. You squeeze those glutes as you're coming up. You squeeze your thighs. Your lower back comes up. Your mid back comes up. Your shoulders go back and down. Your neck, and then your head comes up until you're standing tall. If you stand there just a moment, guys, I've got an elastic here. Okay, so we're now tall at the top of our mats. We're going to do a few Pilates roll up, roll downs just to get the spine warming, and then we'll start on our sequence. So standing nice and tall here, breathing in with our shoulders back and down, nice and tall, core tight, breathing in. And as you breathe out, you drop your chin to your chest. Your shoulders come forward and down. Your hands come down towards your knees. Your upper back, and then your mid back, and your lower back will come down. Keeping that core pulled in to support the spine. Get to your point of tension and hang. Just hang there. Then breathing in, pulling in that core, and you start to rise again, bringing yourself all the way up. Squeezing the glutes, squeeze the thighs. Everything's tight as you come up. So you've got your lower back, your mid back, your upper back, your shoulders go back and down, your neck and your head lifts. Let's do that again, guys. Shoulders back and down, breathing in, pulling in the core. And as we breathe out, our chin goes down. Our shoulders come forward. And we start to roll ourselves all the way down to the floor. one vertebrae at a time. The slower you go, the better it is for your spine. Your spine will love you for this. Hang wherever you might be. Even if you want to bend your legs, bend your legs. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, you bring yourselves all the way back up slowly. Hands front of the legs. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thighs. The lower back, the mid back, the upper back. The shoulders go back and down, the neck and the head lifts. Okay, fabulous. So I'll just put this away. My little salt lamp's not on. Love a little bit of salt lamp. Okay, so we're going to start our sequence now. So we're going to stand nice and tall, dropping our shoulders back and down. We're just going to release the spine a little bit. So we're just going to do a few little gentle twists here, just to release the spine. Keeping the core tight, holding it tight as you're just releasing it with gentle spinal twist, just to loosen it up. Then coming to the top, shoulders back and down, breathing in. And as you breathe out, your chin goes to chest and you start to do your roll down. Coming down, squeezing the glutes and the thighs, squeeze everything tight. If you need to bend your knees at any point so that you can reach the floor, do so. You're going to come down to the floor, you're going to walk yourself forward, and you're going to come down onto all fours. From here we're going to do a couple of Superman. So we've got our core nice and tight. So if you want to lift your leg and your arm, then do so. But if you still feel unsteady, just do the arm. Okay, we're going to start with right arm, left leg. So breathing in, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, right arm, left leg goes up. Hold it there. And bring it back down. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, push away with the left arm and the right leg. Holding it there, keeping the core tight. Bringing that back down to the floor, curling your toes under and bringing yourselves all the way back up. Ready for our roll up. Bringing yourself up slowly. All the way to the top, shoulders, neck and head. Okay, let's do a few more little spinal swings here. Just releasing out that spine. Keeping it going for us. Coming back to centre, chin to chest. Let's start to roll down. Every breath in, you're pulling the core. Every breath out, you're pulling the core. You squeeze everything tight as you come down. The glutes, the thighs, everything's tight. Bend your knees if need be. Let's come down to our Superman. So if you did just one arm last time and you want to try a leg, then do so. So breathing in, pulling in the core. As you breathe out, right arm, left leg. Hold it there. Bringing that down. Let's go with left arm, right leg. Holding it there and bringing it down. Now we're going to add on our downward dog. So we curl our toes under. We bring our hands just a little bit back towards us. We push back and we come up into our downward dog. Don't worry if your feet are not flat on the floor and you're up on your toes, that's absolutely fine. You can have a little walk out here as well. And then turn up on your toes, bringing the feet down, bending the knees if need be, walking your hands all the way back to the legs. Breathing in, and as you breathe out with that core tight, you start to do your Pilates roll up all the way to the top. Shoulders back and down, neck and head. Let's give a little spin again. Just a tiny, tiny little movement. Going to keep the spine nice and flexible today. Keeping it mobile. Back to centre, shoulders back and down, breath in. And as you breathe out, chin to chest, doing our roll down. Coming all the way down to the floor. You need to bend your knees, then do so. Don't forget to pull everything tight, keeping the core tight. You come down onto all fours. We're going to take our Superman, so right arm, left leg. Take it out. And we're going to add on here, so you can bring your elbow to your knee. If you've got just your arm there, you can take your elbow down to your knee there, whatever's good for you, and then bringing the arm down. Let's take that on the other side. Left arm, right leg. Holding it there, keeping the core tight, and as you breathe out, elbow to knee, breathing in as you extend, breathing out as you bring that down, curling your toes under, pushing up now into your downward dog. That was keeping your hands where they were that time. And you can bring them back if it helps you. So we're trying to push our chest towards our thighs here. Give the feet a little walk out. And then walking your hands back. Little hang, breathing in. And as you breathe out, you bring yourself all the way up. Keeping the glutes tight, keeping the core tight, and keeping the thighs squeezed. Shoulders, neck and head. Okay, let's do a little bit of a twist here. Coming back, we're just going to do a little side bend now. So keeping that core tight, we're going to take our left arm up and we're going to shift over to a side stretch here. Taking the right arm down the leg, coming back to centre, breathing in, keeping the core tight, and as you breathe out, we take our right arm over and we do a side stretch here. Coming back to centre, chin to chest, let's take that roll down. Keeping the core tight, coming down slowly, one vertebra at a time, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the thighs, keeping the core tight, bending the knees if you need be, coming down. Coming here now, let's do our Superman, so we've got our right arm, left leg. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, elbow to knee. Elbow to knee. Breathing out, bringing the hand back down. Let's take it on the left hand side. Left arm out, right leg. Breathing in, breathing out, elbow to knee. Breathing out, and coming back down. So we're going to come up into our downward dog, guys. Don't forget, wherever your hands are now, if you need to move them back, then do so, but you might want to even walk them further away. What's good for you to come up into your downward dog? Breathing in, pulling in the core, and pushing yourself up into a downward dog. Holding it there. Then you're going to walk your hands back. Breathing in. You breathe out, you roll yourself up, pulling everything tight. Shoulders, neck and head. We're going to add on, we're going to take our right foot forward. Now you can have your left leg sideways, whatever's good, comfortable for you. I like it slightly angled. Bringing down our knee. We're coming into our warrior one here. So we've got our knee, we can still see our toes. Got your hands on your hips if you want, or you can take your hands up for a classic warrior and holding it there. Keep the core tight, hold that warrior. Then taking your hands down to the floor, we're still adding on here. You're going to push the right leg back, so you're now into a plank position. Now we're going to come down, so you can either bring your knees down and come down with a tricep push up, or you can come down with a full tricep push up from the plank, bringing yourself all the way down to the floor. Allowing yourself to come down, pushing into your hands, pushing up onto your knees, bringing your fingertips back to your knees, pushing up onto your toes, and then pushing up so the feet are flat, hanging there. Breathing in, breathing out. Next breath in, breathing out, you start to bring yourself up, one vertebra at a time, all the way to the top. Shoulders, neck and head. Fabulous, let's do that little swing. Let's just release the spine. Lovely. Okay, let's take our side bend. So right hand on the leg, left arm up, bringing the left arm over. Nice stretch down the left hand side here. Keeping the core tight, coming back to centre. Taking the right hand over, stretching down the right hand side. back to centre. Let's take that roll down. Shoulders back and down, standing tall, chin to chest. Squeezing everything tight. As you start to roll yourself down. All the way to the floor, bending your knees if need be. Coming down into all fours. Let's take our Superman. Right arm, left leg. Breath in. And as you breathe out, you take your elbow to your knee. You're keeping that core tight. Stretching out on the out breath. And bringing your hand back down. So breathing in. Breathing out as you stretch away. Hold that core tight. Breath in. And as you breathe out, you take elbow to knee. Breathing in as you push away. Breathing out as you come back down. Okay, we're going to come up to our downward dog. So we're going to curl our toes under. We're going to push ourselves up into downward dog. Walking those feet out if you need to. And then you walk your hands back. You hold that core tight as you roll yourself up. Really loving our spine today, guys. This is lovely for our spine. Keep that core tight. Shoulders, neck and head. Let's take our left leg forward this time for our left warrior. So we've got our foot. Don't come up onto the toe. Keep your foot down. We're not doing a lunge. We're doing a warrior. So the foot keeps nice and flat. So like me, you can have it angled out wherever it's comfortable for you. So long as you can see your toes in front of your knees, that's good. Taking your hands onto your knees or taking the full warrior, your hands up. Keeping the core tight and holding it there. Then bringing your hands down. Bring the knee down, taking the left leg back and coming into your plank. So now into plank position, you can come down on your knees and lower yourself down, or you can come down with me, full plank, a little bit of a chaturanga, I think. So we're coming down. Normally with a chaturanga you would stop there and you would push yourself up, but we're not doing that. We're bringing ourselves all the way down, and then we're pushing ourselves up. We're coming back to our toes, bringing ourselves up, fingertips a bit closer, pushing ourselves up so our feet are flat on the floor. Have the hand there like a rag doll. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, you roll yourself all the way back up. Shoulders, neck and head. Okay, let's give ourselves a little bit of a thing. What we'll do now is we'll do two the warriors before we go on to our next move. So we won't go right and left, we'll do them at the same time on this sequence. So breathing in, pulling in that core, taking our left arm over, doing our side stretch. Stretching out our left side, keeping the core tight. Coming back to centre, taking our right arm up, coming over, holding it there. Coming back to centre, shoulders back and down, chin to chest, holding that core as you roll down, keeping everything squeezed tight, the core, the thighs, the glutes, everything's tight as you come down. Bend your knees at the point that you need to bring yourself down onto your all fours. And let's take our Superman here. So right arm, left leg, and as you breathe out, you take your elbow to your knee. You breathe in as you stretch away. You breathe out as you bring the arm down. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Breathing out as you push away. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, you take your elbow to knee. You push away. And you bring your arm down. You're going to curl your toes under. We're coming up into our downward dog. So we're coming up here. We get our feet, little walk out. Holding it there, walking your hands back. You need to bend your knees, and bend your knees. Come to hanging position. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, you bring yourself all the way up. Slowly, slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders, neck and head. Keeping that core nicely pulled in. Okay, let's do our warrior on our right hand side. So right leg forward, get comfortable so you can see your knee. Hold it there, take your arms where they need be, whether it's up or on your hips, and hold it there. Keeping the core pulled in, squeezing the thighs, squeeze the glutes. Bringing the arms down, bring yourself forward. Let's take our right leg back now. So we're into our warrior one with our left leg forward. Making sure you can see your toes in front of your knee. Taking your hands overhead and holding it there. Then bringing your hands down, either bringing the knee down or pushing yourself back so that you're in plank position and bringing yourself down to the floor, whichever way you wish. Holding it there, pushing into your hands, pushing up onto your knees, curling the toes, bringing the fingertips towards your knees. Pushing the knees off the floor and pushing your legs up so that your feet are flat on the floor, hanging there like a rag doll. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, you roll yourself all the way up to the top. Shoulders, neck and head. Okay, let's release our spine. A little twist. Should be feeling nice and warm now. Let's take our right hand stretch. Going over, stretch down the right. Coming back. Let's stretch over to the left. Coming back. Shoulders back and down, chin to chest as you roll ourselves all the way down. Keeping the core tight, don't let the core go. Bending your knees where you need to come down to your all four position. Let's take our Superman, right arm, left leg, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and as you breathe out, elbow to knee, breathing in as you stretch away, breathing out as you bring the hand down. Left arm, right leg, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and as you breathe out, elbow to knee, breathing in, and breathing out as you bring your hand down. Let's take our downward dog, so wherever you might be with your hands, pushing yourself up into your downward dog, pushing our chest towards our thighs, really pushing yourself forward here. Walking the feet out if you want to, and then walking your hands back towards your feet, holding it there, breathing in, and as you breathe out, we're going to roll ourselves all the way up on vertebrae to the top, shoulders, neck and head. Let's take that warrior one on the right hand side. So we're bringing forward our right leg, we're holding it there. Okay. Got your hands on your hips or you take them up here, holding it there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to revert into warrior two. So spin the arms round, bring the arms out so that they're level. And I like to bring my foot across and my heel is in line with my instep. But that's my preference of going into a warrior two. Again, I still want to see my toes in front of my knee. I might want to take my legs a little bit wider in this stance. And you look over your right fingertips. You check that both arms are nicely at nice height, same level. Keeping that core tight. That's your warrior two on the right hand side. Bringing the left arm forward, taking the hands down, pushing the right leg back, coming into our plank, breathing in. And as you breathe out, you bring yourself down to the floor. Take your hands, you push yourself up, walking your fingertips back to your knees, pushing your knees off of the ground, pushing yourself up to your feet are flat. Hang there like a rag doll for a moment. Breathing in, pulling in that core. And as you breathe out, core tight, as you bring yourself all the way up. Slowly, one vertebrae. Shoulders, neck and head. Amazing. Let's do a little release out here. Going to take warrior two on the left. back to centre, taking the right arm up and coming over. Stretch that right side. Don't forget to keep the core tight. Let's stretch down the right. Sorry, last time we were stretching the left, this time we're stretching the right, unless you're on the opposite way to me, because I might have said it wrong. Bringing our arms down, shoulders back and down, chin to chest. Core tight, glutes squeeze tight, everything tight, your thighs. Squeeze as you come down, keep them tight. All the way to the floor, bend your knees if you need to. Walking out onto all fours. Let's do our Superman on the right. Right arm, left leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, elbow to knee. Breathing in as you stretch away. Breathing out as you bring the arm back down. Breath in. Breathing out as you push away. Breathing in. Breathing out as you bring elbow to knee. Breathing in as you stretch away. Breathing out as you bring the arms down. Let's take ourselves up into our downward dog. Walking our feet out if we need to. Really pushing into the arms, pushing that thigh towards the chest, steadying the feet. And then walking your hands back. You can bend your knees or you can walk back. Here, breathing in. And as you breathe out, you roll yourself up. Shoulders back and down, neck and head. Let's take our left leg forward for our warrior one. So we've got our left leg forward. We can see our toes in front of our knees. We've got our core pulled in tight. We've either got our hands on our hips or into our classic warrior. Holding it there. Keep the core tight, holding it there. Let's transition. So we swing our arms round and we transition, moving our feet and dropping down into a warrior two. So I've got my right foot forward. I have my left toes pointing forwards in the opposite way. I've got my arms up. They're nice and level. And I'm looking over my left fingertips. Holding it there. Keeping the core tight. Bringing the hands round. Bringing them down to the floor, taking your left leg back, so we're into our plank position, and come down however's good for you. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, you lower to the ground, all the way to the mat. Pushing into your hands, push yourself up, bringing yourself back. Up onto your toes, bringing your feet flat to the floor, hanging there. Breathing in, breathing out. Keeping the core tight, breath in, breathing out as you roll up. Shoulders, neck and head. Okay, we've got our sequence now, so we're going to do it a little bit faster. We're going to go a little bit faster to get the moves done, so we won't be holding them as long. So let's see how we go here. Let's do our swing, let's release our spine. Coming back to centre, left arm up, let's stretch down that left hand side. Stretching over, coming back, right arm up, let's stretch over that left side. Stretching the right hip, stretching down the right side, coming back. Shoulders back and down, chin to chest, keeping the core tight. Breathing out as you start to roll down. Every breath in and every breath out, you hold that core tight, you don't let it go. Coming down, bending your knees if you need to. Bringing yourself forward onto all fours for our Superman. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, you push your right arm and your left leg away. Holding it there. Breath in, breath out as you take elbow to knee. Breathing out, and breathing down as you bring it in. Breathe out as you bring it down. Breathing in, breathe out as you push away with the left arm and left leg. Don't worry, you can still just be doing this with one arm, you don't have to have your leg up. Breathing in, and you breathe out, you take your elbow to knee. You breathe in as you stretch out. You breathe out as you bring the knee down. We come up into our downward dog. Holding our downward dog here, a couple of walks with the feet, then we're walking our hands back towards our toes. We're hanging there, and we're breathing in as we breathe out, rolling ourselves up. One vertebrae. A little bit faster though this time. Not going too slow. Shoulders, neck and head. Let's take our right foot forward into our warrior one on this side. Hands on hips, hands up, holding it there. Let's transition into our warrior two, holding it there. Let's swing our arms down to the floor. Let's push back to our plank. Holding it here, bringing yourself down, whether it's knees on the floor or whether it's the full plank. Press up, pushing yourself back, curling your toes and bringing yourselves up. Bringing the feet down, rolling yourself up. Shoulders, neck and chest. Taking our left leg forward into our warrior one on the left, arms up or arms on the hip, whatever's good for you. Let's transition into our warrior two, holding our arms out nice and level, looking over our right fingers, lifting fingertips, swinging the arms round, taking the left leg back, coming into a plank and dropping yourself down to the floor, pushing yourself up, curling your toes under, pushing your knees up, bringing your feet down, hanging, breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out as you bring yourself all the way up. We're going to do that one more time, then we're going to do some stretching. Shoulders back and down. Okay, let's release the spine. A little bit faster now, spin a little bit faster. Taking our left arm over, stretching out down the left, bringing that back, taking the right up, stretching down our right hand side, coming back to centre, rolling our shoulders, breath in, breath out, chin to chest, core tight, glutes tight, everything squeezed, keep that core tight as you come down, all the way down to the floor, keep going, walking forward now, onto all fours, ready for Superman, breath in, breath out, right arm, left leg. Breath in, breath out, we take elbow to knee. Breath in, breath out as we come down. Breath in, breath out, left arm, right leg. Breath in, breath out, elbow to knee. Breath in as we stretch away. Breath out as we come down. Curling our toes under, keeping our core tight. Breathing in, breathing out as we come up into our downward dog. Nice and tight. Keep that core tight, walk the feet out, stretch, walking the hands back towards your feet, taking a breath in, breathing out as you roll all the way up. A little bit faster, but still keeping everything tight, still holding that core, shoulders, neck and head. Let's take our right foot forward for our warrior one here, coming up into our warrior one, holding it there, breath in, breath out. Swing the arms, transition into warrior two. Dropping down, making sure we can still see our toes, fingers in line. Let's roll our arms down, coming over, taking our feet back, holding it there, pushing down, pushing up into a full upward dog if you wish now. And then onto your toes and pushing yourself back. Ready to take that on the left-hand side. Breathing out as you come all the way up to standing. Shoulders back and down. Let's take the left leg forward. Our warrior one here. Arms up. Holding it there. Keeping the core tight. Let's transition into our warrior two. Keeping the arms nice and level. Swinging the arms around. Taking your leg back into a plank. And as I said, you could do full chaturanga now if you will. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, you come down. You don't come all the way to the floor. You push yourself up into what is an upward dog. And then you bring yourself up into a downward dog. But if you've done it the opposite way and you were flat on the floor, just bring yourself up into a downward dog here. Stretching yourselves out. We're going to do a tiny spinal twist here. So if you can, take your left hand onto your right ankle and just stretch under. A little bit of a stretch, keeping the core tight and taking that back out. Let's take that on the other side. And stretch there. Walking your fingers back to your feet. Bringing your head down, hang there for the last time, taking hold of your elbows, breathing in and breathing out. Nod your head yes, and shake your head no, really releasing out now. Then taking your hands down, bringing your knees down, and we'll do a little bit of stretching, and then we'll do some relaxation. Gosh, I'm feeling quite warm after that. I hope you guys are. Mind you, I did put my heater on full blast today. So we've got our legs. I'm just going to do a little bit of stretching here. So we're going to bring ourselves forward. So we're not just dropping down here. We're bringing ourselves forward, bringing our chest forward, and we're coming down here. You can take your arms, you can push into your legs if you wish, trying to hold the core, and just bringing yourself down for a stretch around the legs. Breathing in, keeping the feet flexed if you can. Breathing out as you drop a little bit lower, keeping the core tight. I know it's a bit hard to hold the core when you're coming down here, but don't let it go completely. Even if you've got a little touch of tightness there on the core, it'll do good. Pushing yourself up, taking your chest towards your right leg, and then just allow yourself to drop down over your right leg. Again, we're not just hanging, we're bringing our chest towards our knee. Don't worry if you're not coming down overly low and you're still up here. That's absolutely fabulous. The more you do Pilates, the more flexible you become. And I know people that are far more flexible than me. And then bringing yourself up. Let's take our chest towards our left foot and then drop ourselves down here. Stretching forward, feeling the stretch. And then pushing yourself back up. So we're going to take our right foot down, we're going to take our left leg over our right foot, try and hold it at the right angle there. And what we do this sometimes laying on our backs, but we're going to just do it here today. So we're just going to hold it there, and we've got to support the ankle, trying to keep our back nice and straight. So we've got our back nice and straight, we're bringing that in, bring the leg in, the right leg in as much as you can. Holding it there. Feel the stretch down the thigh here. Sitting tall, keeping the core tight, and then releasing down. Let's take our right leg over our left. This is my unfavourite side. As you'll probably notice, I have had problems with this knee, so we're sitting here. I won't be able to bring my right leg in, my left leg in as much. Still sitting tall, stretching, feeling the stretch down the side there. Releasing that down, coming over onto your tummies. Let's stretch here. So bringing up your right leg, holding behind the foot, and bringing that down. You get a stretch down the front of the thigh now. You can rest your head onto your arm. Releasing that down, taking it on the opposite side. Bringing the left leg in, holding it tight, squeezing it. Start to slow your breathing, we're slowing down now. And release that. And roll yourself onto your backs. And getting yourself nicely onto your back here. We're going to just do a little bit of a bridge to work the spine in a different way to what it's been working. So we've got our feet, so bring them a little bit closer. You might be able to touch your heels here. Breathing in, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, you start to tilt the pelvis upwards, just gently tilting the pelvis, and then you gradually push it more, and more, pushing yourself up into a bridge, taking your hands underneath, a little bit of a stretch here if you can, shifting the shoulders under, nice big stretch there, squeezing everything tight, taking the hands away, down the sides for support, or you can take them away if you can. Bring yourself down one vertebra at the floor to the floor. Bringing in your right leg, bringing in your left leg. Breathing in, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, you squeeze those legs towards you. Release out. Breathing in, Breathing out, pull those legs towards you. And if you wish, you can now bring your head towards your knees. Feeling a complete roll, spine opening, full length there. Bringing the feet down. Now you can take them mat width apart as we did at the beginning of the practice. You can take them hip width apart, or you can take them so they're in the air, taking your arms out so they're T-shaped, or you can take them into cactus arms, breathing in, breathing out. You drop those legs over to the left-hand side. Get to your point of tension, keeping the shoulders firmly on the mat, and stay in there. Release everything, just release into that twist. Breathing in, pulling in that core, and at the same time you bring your legs to centre, using your core to bring this to centre. If you're getting any pain in your back, put your feet down, keeping the core tight, don't let it go. Breathe in more, pull that core in more. And as you breathe out, you're holding that core, you're dropping those legs over to the left, to the right. And if you want to take your gaze over to the left, relax there, just relax into it. Closing your eyes down now as well will help. Really slow the breath. Breathing in, pulling in that core, and at the same time you bring the legs to centre, bringing the legs down, bringing your arms down, taking the legs long or taking the mat width locked in if you've still got lower spine issues. We're going into full relaxation now. Big breath in through the nose, release it through the mouth. Breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Allow the palms to face up or down, whatever's good for you. So they're now slightly away from your body, letting your feet relax outwards, dropping down. Let all 10 toes be relaxed. Soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, your ankles, both feet restful. Your lower legs, your knees, your upper legs, both legs and feet relaxed. Let your pelvis be heavy, your lower spine be heavy. Your mid-spine and your tummy, your upper spine and your chest, your torso, your legs and your feet heavy. All 10 fingers, backs of your hands, your palms, your wrists, lower arms, your elbows and your upper arms, your torso, your legs and your feet resting. Allow the shoulders to drop down and be heavy, your neck and your head, your neck, shoulders, your arm, your torso, your legs and your feet rested. Allow your facial muscles to just stop and rest. So allow the jaw to rest down. Maybe you have your lips slightly parted. Allow your cheekbones to just rest. Rest in your eyes, your eyebrows, and your forehead. All those frown lines just go, just be whole face rested. Your face, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your torso, your legs and your feet. Everything heavy, soft and relaxed. Gentle breath just in and out of your tummy now. Take your concentration to that breath and lay still. Enjoy this moment of complete restfulness. Any thoughts that come into your head, just acknowledge them and let them go. Take your breath or concentration back to your breath. Imagine you're laying on the beach, the sun shining, and the sea's moving in and out. As the sea comes towards you, it brings a little breeze, a warm breeze that floats over your legs, over your torso, over your face and away. And as the tide goes back out, that breeze, the warm breeze comes over your head, over your arms and your torso, your legs and away from your feet. Let that breeze continue as it comes over your body, away, and then it comes back down and away. Slowing your breath slower and slower. Start to bring your awareness back to your body. Visualizing the room that you're in. And then start bringing some movement into your body. So you might want to roll your head gently from side to side. Breathing in and breathing out. Moving whatever way you feel comfortable to start bringing yourself awake. And when you're ready, bring your feet so that they're flat on the mat. We're going to come over onto our side, coming over onto your left if you have low blood pressure. I like to push into my heels and shift my hips in the opposite way that my legs are coming down. And then I roll over and make a little pillow with your head. The lungs are now free and open. Let's breathe into them. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in, fill in those lungs. And breathing out. Keeping your eyes closed. We're going to be coming up to standing position, so it's going to come up slowly. So bringing yourself round onto all fours. Keeping your eyes closed, looking downwards. And when you're looking at the floor, gently blink your eyes open. And curling your toes under, walk your fingertips so that they're in line with your knees, pushing your knees off of the floor. Bring your fingertips closer to your feet, pushing up so your feet are nicely flat, and do that last hang for one more time. And then I want you to take a big bend in your knees this time, taking your hands to your hips, pulling in that core and slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time, very slowly. We don't want any head brushes. Bring yourself up. Last thing to come up will be your head. Bring yourself forward, taking your feet a little bit wider. Shake out our arms, shake our fingertips, shake them out. Taking your arms up, breath in. Breath out, shake them again. bringing our feet together, breath in, taking our palms together, bringing them to our heart centre. Give yourselves a bow, give yourselves a clap. Well done guys, I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit different today.